Saints coming here hoping to win, same as we did in the second round of the Regal Trophy. The Saints team for this afternoon is at 1 Connolly, Alan Hunt on the right wing, Tia Rapati in the right centre, Jonathan Griffiths left centre, Les Quirk on the left wing, Phil Beavers and Sean Devane as half-back. In the front row we've got Stuart Evans, Paul Groves and Jonathan Neal. John Harrison, Bernard Dwyer in the second row, Shane Cooper in the loose forward position, and substitutes for this afternoon is Brimmer Kebby and George Mann. George Mann having problems with a slight injury, but he must be fit enough on the substitutes bench, and let's hope he can run riot if he comes on in this Saints team this afternoon. The Featherstone side of 1 Bibb, 2 Butt, 3 Manning, 4 Newlove, 5 Simpson, 6 Smales, 7 Derek Fox and captain. In the front row, Jeff Gratian, Trevor Clark and Gary Rose, Chris Burton and Clary Eatey in the second row, with Brendan Tudor at loose forward. Substitute for Featherstone are Sharp at 14 and Andy Fisher at 15. Today's referee is Robbie Whitfield. I think it's the third time we've had him this season, and let's hope it can be third time lucky for the Saints, because we haven't won one with him refereeing this season, but that doesn't surprise you, does it? But match day officials out there centre, Derek Fox, Shane Cooper, both captains, Robin Whitfield, the match day referee. Sorry about the noise here, we're just right at the side of the timekeepers. But the ground only passed fit at 10 to 3, it's a 3:30 kick-off, and I believe it's still very dubious whether the game should have been played, but it is. Robbie Whitfield ready to get things underway. Phil Beavers kicks off. Saints playing down the slope in this first half. It's quite a still, bright, crisp day. The Saints move up, hoping to contain Featherstone in their own 25, but they'll be looking to move it upfield, probably 2 or 3 forward drives, and then create a bit of space for themselves. Crossfield drive there from second row forward Chris Burton, ex-Hull KR man, goes down hard, took a knock there, gets up very gingerly. There's the kick upfield, Alan Hunt turns round, sits up nice for him, and Hunt nearly losing his footing there. Tackle just outside his own 25. Tia Rapati comes in at dummy half. Coming crossfield, pushes 2 off Rapati. Strong lad driving forward, feeds it to Jonathan Griffiths. Lovely ball there, Griffiths backing up. Not the only Saints player that was backing up at that occasion. It's Beavers at dummy half, and referee Whitfield there, as is usually the norm, moving over and showing his importance. Saints playing quickly, inside to Quirk now. Tia Rapati over there quickly, and then Les Quirk. Saints moving into crossfield, Stuart Evans into the 25 and still driving forward is Evans. Divine at dummy half, on to Jonathan Neal. Playing at number 10 this afternoon, good, strong, only young Cumbrian forward, Jonathan Neal. But it's Saints now moving it to infield. Bernard Dwyer, good ball to John Harrison. Out to Beavers, it's pity he couldn't have took that, it was a try all over. Open line there and Beavers couldn't take it. But Saints still in possession. On to Shane Cooper, going for the drop goal. Looks good from here. Has it gone to the right? Oh, waved away there by a referee Whitfield. But I didn't actually see the 6 tackles signified, but referee Whitfield waving away that attempted drop goal from Shane Cooper. But it's Featherstone on the charge. Up the wing here. Gary Connolly comes inside, takes him. Well, it looked like a forward pass there to Owen Simpson. But Saints have possession. But Featherstone broke a full 890 yards there. Unlucky there, it was this Paul Newlove, Great Britain international, turned it inside to Owen Simpson, where he lost possession right in front of the sticks. Certainly the pass to Simpson looked a hint forward from Newlove. The play was allowed to go on, and Saints back in possession. Jonathan Neal can't take it. Well, a knock-on rule, but surely the ball going through Neal's hands there, not going forward. But it's ruled to have done so. The first scrum of the match just outside the Saints 25. Featherstone feed, Fox feeds it Featherstone come up with scrum possession, move it cross field. And it's Featherstone in possession. Always wiry campaigners on their own midden. But it's Newlove inside there, backing up again. Well, Owen Simpson couldn't take it, the ball's still loose. It was Terry Manning that came across, making the extra man, moving over from the right wing position over to the left wing, but Simpson couldn't take it. The ball going down, another scrum in quick succession inside the Saints 25 this time, and it's a Saints speed this time. Divine feeds and Saints come up with the scrum possession. It's a kick downfield, Connolly's following it up. Featherstone forced to go over it, Simpson it is. He takes it comfortably this time. But Saints defence throws into him. Les Quirk and Gary Connolly it was. Featherstone in possession right on the halfway line. 4 minutes gone of this game so far and no score yet. But Featherstone certainly with a chance, running a full 90 yards up their left wing, but they couldn't finish off. Derek Fox turns it inside, veteran campaigner Jeff Gratian, good ball handler, good old head on him, but he just hasn't got the legs. He can create the gaps. He hasn't got the legs to take him through. Lofted ball from Tutor onto Newlove. Alan Hunt comes in, Phil Beavers. Hunt stops him and Beavers completes the tackle. Sixth and final tackle now. Tutor up to dummy half, onto Fox. Well, crossfield kick and Featherstone come up with a try. Whether the man was offside or not, we'll never know, but the try's awarded. I think it's Manning that's been awarded the try. Terry Manning it is, after just 5 minutes play. But it'd be nice to watch for that again on the video. You'll have to rewind it, have a look at that again on the sixth tackle, and it was ball to Derek Fox, Featherstone captain. He grubbed it crossfield towards the sticks, and Manning came through at a fair rate of knots, didn't he? And the touchdown, the try was awarded. Certainly looked as though he could have been in an offside position, but there's the conversion. So after 5 minutes play, Featherstone edge into a 6-0 lead. Saints were back in winning ways last week at home, beating Wakefield 36-18. Les Quirk with 3 tries. While Featherstone had a good win at Oldham last Sunday, they came through by 20-18, even though the winning try was a little controversial, 5 minutes from time, but it was enough to secure the 2 league points. Saints kick off and Featherstone in possession in their own 25, and Saints will have to peg them down there, put a lot of pressure on them, try to force them into making errors on this small ground, post office stamp road as Mike McClellan calls it, because it's only a very small ground. But it's Fox at dummy half of Featherstone, but the ball, well, alleged to have touched the Saints player. It's on to Manning, the try scorer on the left centre. Both Manning and on the right centre, I should say, and Owen Simpson, the left centre. Both recent acquisitions from the Keighley club, and for quite a nominal fee, I believe. But Saints penalised at the tackle, and Fox taking over to the far side there. Finds touch about 8 yards short of the Saints 25. 6-0 the score, 7 minutes of play we've had. Saints still suffering from quite a lot of injury problems. Obviously Kevin Ward and Mark Bailey out with a broken finger and a broken thumb. Ward with the thumb, Bailey with the finger. Featherstone play it up to the 25 now, and then we've still injuries to Paul Loughlin, Paul Farber, Roy Haggerty, Paul Bishop. But they played well last week, did the Saints, and the ball's now with Gratian. He gets it back to Chris Bibb. Well, the ball's dropped there. Featherstone on the charge again, it was, but play allowed to go on as Big John Harrison picks it up. Featherstone moving it quickly over there to their right. Referee Whitfield making sure that Featherstone are lined out. The ball up to Jonathan Neal. Chris Burton there and Gary Rose complete the tackle. And Groves moves it to Stuart Evans. It was against Featherstone in the Regal Trophy here at Post Office Road, where Saints ran out 33 points to 16, and Evans scored a superb try in that far corner. Well, on to Vevers, Tutor tackles him, but certainly looked a bit high. But Griffiths there again, and Tutor in again. Certainly enthusiastic tackler as Griffiths gets up eventually. Cooper on to Tirapati. Les works on his outside, and he turns inside to Gary Connolly. Connolly streaking through. Yes, Connolly. Oh, a superb try from Connolly. A superb try there from Saints full-back Gary Connolly. A good ball passed out there. Shane Cooper, it was tidied up by Tirapati into space. He had Les Quirk on his outside. I thought he would have fed it to Les, but he fed it inside to Gary Connolly. It looked as though it was just a formality for Connolly to be tackled, but a superb a break through the tackle, and he stepped highly out of it and went under the sticks there to put Saints back 6 points to 4, and just a formality now for Sean Devine right under the sticks. Sean Devine, he's taking over the goal-kicking duties with the injury to Paul Loughlin, and also Paul Bishop out injured. He does kick goals, but Devine there bangs it over. That's his 17th of the season, to add to Gary Connolly's 3rd try of the season, and Saints back on level terms at 6 points apiece. Featherstone, they won last week, as I told them, the 20 points to 18. They also had a midweek fixture against Rochdale. On Wednesday they came through that, about 26 points to 12, despite trailing early in the half. But Featherstone kick off, and Rapati comes up with possession. It's same as last week. Rapati has 3 on his back and Griffith has 4, but Rapati is playing on the left centre and Griffith on the right centre. So some enthusiastic tackling again from Tutor, just on about him, just in front of our commentary position before, but he's been penalised for it this time. It's above the head. Well, he's took his time to notice. He certainly did a couple of head tackles down just in front of our commentary position earlier on, but Saints have been awarded the penalty. 2-1 in penalties so far with just 10 minutes gone. Beavers finds touch. About 8 yards inside the Featherstone half. Paul Groves there ready to get things underway. Groves, Jonathan Neal coming in, running strong, head down, drives into the Featherstone defence, brings it up just short of the 25, but Sean Devine taking up the running. It's hoping to put some pressure on this Featherstone outfit if they can move it out again to the left, as they did when that Gary Connolly try. But it's now with John Harrison. Well, head tackling again there, Chris Burton. But Saints making inroads into the Featherstone 25. The ball taken across field. Cooper, Dwyer, Beavers, lovely short ball to Connolly again. He's going for the corner. He's had the ball knocked out of his hands. But Les Quirk follows it up and touches it down, but it's going to be no try. The ball kicked dead, but surely he should have a scrum down. If the ball was knocked out of Connolly's hands and then it was kicked dead by Quirk. But he's starting with a 25-yard tap from the centre there of the 25-yard line. Placed up midway between the halfway line and the 25. Derek Fox along the line. Chris Burton, veteran campaigner. Featherstone again, it's Fox. Prodding and probing, kicking it upfield. Is it going to run into touch? I think it just is. But Connolly did well, flicked it back in field, came back and gathered it, and he's still driving forward. Brilliant work, up to the 25, and still going. Finally brought down there by Owen Simpson. Brilliant work from Connolly, and Saints moving it left. John Harrison tried to break through, flicks it over there. Les Quirk tidies it up. But certainly up to those Saints were living a little dangerously there as Gary Connolly fed it inside, but everything was okay. It came off, and it's Jonathan Neal powering into this solid Featherstone defence. Groves at dummy half. On to Bernard Dwyer. He straightens up, flicks it out to Beavers. The kick downfield. And Chris Bibb, under 21 international, gathers it safely. Takes it over there to the right. Moving up the Featherstone right wing. Featherstone tries to gain yardage from acting halfback. Not gaining much yardage. Saints defence coming in quickly as the tackling will have to count. Featherstone spilled the ball. Cooper tidies it up. Moves it to the left. Sean Devine looking for a way through, but there's no way for him. Out to Harrison, onto Dwyer, but he throws a pass anywhere as Bernard Dwyer. Featherstone intercepts it, and it puts them back on the attack. So loose play there, and it was a pass thrown anywhere, unfortunately from Bernard Dwyer, that gives Featherstone the chance to hopefully regain the lead. The pressing inside there, the Saints 25, it's onto Jeff Gratian. But John Harrison brings him down, clamps him, man on ball. Fox again. Out on this to Newlove, but Connolly there tackles in, out to Simpson, but Simpson goes in, Hunt loses his footing, and Featherstone there. They capitalise on a Saints mistake. Bernard Dwyer it was, just outside his own 25 more or less. He threw a loose ball. It was intercepted by Featherstone over on the right. They moved it over to the left. Fox created a gap. He fed it on to Newlove. Then Newlove went inside. Gary Connolly pulled off a good tackle on him, but he managed to slip it outside to Simpson, and Alan Hunt lost his footing. He couldn't tackle Simpson. He went in the corner for a try, just about 6 or 7 yards in from the touchline, as you can see, as Derek Fox looking to convert this. It'd be good if it goes over. Well, it's on its way, isn't it? Yes, a superb goal there from Derek Fox, converting the Simpson try, and that puts Featherstone back in the lead at 12 points to 6. So Saints are made to pay there for the mistake. Simpson there, he got a try midweek against Rochdale at Rochdale. And against Oldham he came up with a brace. So he's up and there in with the tries. As I said, both him and Manning from Keighley. But Featherstone breaking quickly there from acting half-back. Les Quirk has to turn. It's Ikram Butt, but he gets out of the tackle. One of the few Pakistanis that's playing this game is Ikram Butt, but crossing being rude. Featherstone very unfortunate on the far side. Butt got out of the tackle, but as he tried to make his way in field, he was adjudged to have crossed, and Saints have come up with the penalty. Quite a free-flowing game, 16.5 minutes gone. Only one scrum to each side, but Saints taking the penalties 3-1. Harrison inside to Cooper, onto Bernard Dwyer. Looked a bit high there, the tackle, but Bernard Dwyer flips it out. Cooper can't take it, and another unforced error from the Saints there as Featherstone spread it quickly over to the right wing. It's on to Manning. Saints tackling, they'll have to stand this Featherstone pressure. Fox. Well, that looked like a forward pass inside there to Smales, but going unnoticed by referee Whitfield. Couldn't have been anything else, only a forward pass. But Tira Patti, adjudged to have been holding down in the tackle, and Featherstone come up with a penalty. Georgie, well, a bad kick there from Fox. I thought it was a bad kick, but it just found touch. Certainly was curling in. Saints forced a line out behind their own line. And Fox, obviously with a planned ploy here, a 4-man wall, Featherstone wall. Coach Peter Fox will have them all fired up. It comes to Owen Simpson coming inside, but he's quickly dispatched to the turf by Jonathan Neal. Rose taking up the running, brought down short. Saints will have to withstand the pressure. Burton, well, he's short there. Well, the try's given. Is it Burton? No. I just can't pick out. It's whoever it is, he's taken an injury. He's taken a knock as he's gone over. But Featherstone extend the lead. Well, that player there, number 6 it is, it's Ian Smales. He came into the attack, drove onto that short ball, powered his way to the line. He must have been short and then managed to get the ball down in some way. And Featherstone extend the lead to 16 points to 6. Smales there, the try scorer, just having treatment as Derek Fox shapes up to take the goal kick. Well, hooked it this time, an easier attempt than the last one. But it puts Featherstone in the driving seat at 16 points to 6. And Smales limping, perhaps he's hoping to run the injury off. But Phil Beaver's there, just having a change of boots, because got 2 or 3 players just had a change of boots. Jonathan Neal has to come off. He's going to be substituted by George Mann. So Jonathan Neal limping over. Obviously got a knee injury. His right knee there, heavily strapped. He must have aggravated an injury there. And George Mann, he was struggling with ligament problems, I believe, George Mann, but he must have been past fit. And let's hope he can run rampant into this Featherstone defence. Referee Whitfield there just restarts the clock. Sean Devine kicks it deep. Ikram Butt takes it just inside the dead ball line. And Featherstone there hope to get the ball moved quick, looking for gaps in the Saints defence. Already scored 3 tries because of Manning, Simpson and Smales. It's on to Tutor. Bernard Dwyer comes in. Phil Beavers completes the tackle. It's Fox there, getting his troops going. Captain of Featherstone. And it's Manning scampering away from the acting half-back position. Quirk has to come in, complete the tackle. 6th and final tackle, so the ball will be kicked upfield here. I would imagine it's awkward on the wings there. Alan Hunt coming in, has to take it first time, he does. Drives upfield, gains 15 yards, finally brought down. Well, Tutor again, right round the neck. The touch judge comes on there as Tutor there went into Alan Hunt. As George Mann unloads the ball, Saints keep it going, but the other touch judge comes on the far side. And it's Mr. Gilmartin, I believe, on this side. As it should be a penalty to the Saints. Alan Hunt was punched there by Brendan Tutor. Had to play the ball. Referee Whitfield. Well, the touch judge is reporting and know what referee Whitfield's going to give. Well, he's penalised the Saints there. The touch judge didn't come on immediately. It was only when Tutor had thrown a punch at Alan Hunt. So Derek Fox finds touch on the Saints 25. Trevor Clark, one of the 3 New Zealanders with Eaty and Tutor. Fox on to Rose. Featherstone running it hard, driving it up in the Saints 25 now. Tutor there, burst through the first line defence, flicks it up on to Eaty. But it's a try over there. Featherstone got it out, and they go in for another try on the far side. They did well there. Eaty brought the ball up, and then it was I don't know whether he actually got it away or whether he went over. We're just waiting for the... It's the Trevor Clark, the hooker, that's been awarded the try. Just as I was on about the New Zealand partnership, Eaty come up with the ball. Clark must have gone onto the end of it and dove over just to the right of the sticks. All there from a touch judge intervention, which should have gone Saints' way. But Peter Fox coming onto the pitch now. Surely he's no right to come onto this pitch. He's going talking to referee Whitfield, Shane Cooper there, and Well, he's being ushered back. Surely the man no right to be on the pitch. It's very doubtful whether this pitch was playable, whether that's the question. But Peter Fox going on there. Cooper and Jonathan Griffiths together with Derek Fox. So a lot of unhappiness there in the ranks. But the score stands, the try stands, 20 points to 6 in Featherstone's favour at present. Just a formality for Fox, surely. He bangs it between the uprights, 22 points to 6 the score. And a lot of unhappiness in the ranks, but as I said, that try coming from the touch judge's intervention. Another substitution being made, Brimmer Kebby coming on for Jonathan Griffiths. It was referee Whitfield. I thought it was a penalty that was going to go Saints' way. It went to Featherstone way and they drove upfield. About 40 yards and finally touchdown just to the right of the sticks. So referee Whitfield having words with Saints assistant coach Frankie Barra. It's all right for referee Whitfield to come over and remonstrate with Frankie Barra, but he didn't do much remonstrating when Peter Fox went on the pitch, did he? Obviously one room for one and one for another. Saints kick off, Fox takes it in his in-goal area, drives cross-field, Saints will have to get in and power into him. Cooper and Dwyer complete the tackle. Jeff Gratian taking up the running, he's lost possession. Saints come up, well, he's regathered it. Obviously didn't touch the ground, but George Mann running crossfield, and Mann really getting stuck in. And Saints will have to tighten up, get in there and close this Featherstone outfit down. Quarter an hour of the first half remaining, 22 points to 6 to score in Featherstone favour. Gratian again from dummy half. Bounced down by Harrison. Clark at dummy half, and the sixth and final tackle. It's on to Fox. And all bar Chris Bibb in an offside position. Connolly feeds it inside to Kebby. Kebby going down centre field. Into space, Kebby! Just brought down to the far side there as Les Quirk came up with support. Divine, Saints moving it to the right. Cooper, lofted ball to George Mann. Good ball to Alan Hunt. Rapati's with him, but Hunt's going on his own. He's still going, Alan Hunt, he's going to score! Oh, a brilliant try! Brilliant individual try there from Alan Hunt. That ball being kicked deep there, Bremer Kebby got to possession. He went well, he ran about 40 yards, went over there just on the far side. He fed the ball back inside, it came over here to Alan Hunt. But George Mann laid it on to Alan Hunt, and he threaded his way through some feeble Featherstone tackling and touchdown right under the sticks. Puts Saints back in, obviously with another score. It'll be 22 points to 12 when Divine's converted this one. But a brilliant try there from Alan Hunt. Divine there right in front of the sticks. No problem, bangs it over. Saints back in, just trailing by 12 points. But Phil Beaver's there, just receiving treatment. Saints with a lot of problems with footwear and slight injuries. I believe the ground is very bad out there. And from what we have heard, it should have been passed as unplayable. But it's kicked off by Featherstone. Rapati brings it up to the 25, turns it inside. John Harrison, support from Sean Divine. Bobbing and weaving, turns round. Well, head tackling there on the far side. Terry Manning going in enthusiastically. The ball's loose. If Saints have got possession, you can guarantee it'll be a knock-on. Yes, the knock-on there signified by referee Whitfield. 12 minutes of the half remaining. Saints trailing by 22 points to 12. The ball coming out Featherstone side. Only the third scrum we've had in the game. Quite a free-flowing game. Well, probably as you judge by the score, 22 points to 12. Manning attacking half-back, bringing it over on his own. Feeds it inside there to Smales, scrum the standoff. And the last try score, well, next to the last try score, I beg your pardon, Clark scored just a bit later. But it's Featherstone moving it on to Tutor. Well, that's a forward pass a mile. It must have been a yard forward off Tutor, and then the play was allowed to go on. Referee Whitfield not in command at all. It was more like an offside decision, that. He should have been penalised for that. Blatant pass, Tutor. Well, obstruction again, round the back of Gratian. Well, referee Whitfield, he'll have to get a grip of this game. He just made a terrible error on the far side there. It should have been a penalty decision to the Saints. It was clearly an offside decision from Tutor. And then the Saints have been awarded the penalty, but Tutor there, he came round the back of Gratian. And crossing is the indication there given by referee Whitfield. So Featherstone there forced to concede a penalty. Phil Beaver's finds touch just short of the halfway line. Groves to get things underway, and Saints certainly want another score on the board. Well, Evans there being bounced to the ground. Enthusiastic tackling. Short ball to John Harrison. He drives upfield, he's away, it's Harrison. Well, head tackling again there, and if you've got to head tackle John Harrison, he's 6'7" tall. But Cooper looking for runners, it's on to Connolly. Feeds it inside to Evans, on to Dwyer. Dwyer beats one, centre field. Just brought down short of the 25-yard line. Evans at dummy half, but Featherstone holding him down in the tackle. It's on to Beavers, he moves it left. Cooper, short ball to Mann. Turns it back inside to Cooper. Beats one, looking for runners again, and it's Beavers. Up to the line, yes, out to Kevy. Can he power his way to the line? The ball's been lost. Well, it's still loose. It must be a try, because Featherstone had possession. They took the advantage. Referee allowed play to go on. Then the Featherstone man lost the ball over the line. The Saints player touched it down, but he's not allowed the try to go. Aside, Featherstone come up with possession from the scrum, but there's no way they should have been in that position. Certainly referee Whitfield up to his tricks again. And Featherstone driving it out to their own 25 now. There was a knock-on down there, and Featherstone regained possession, then lost it over the line. Saints touched it down, but the knock-on, the original knock-on being allowed to stand, which was an incorrect decision in my opinion. Just short of the halfway line. Featherstone still in possession. Tutor feeds it on to Rose. Connolly completes the tackle. Divine's with him. It's the sixth and final one now, and this will go up in the air, you can bet. It's fed on to Fox. Pushes Divine off. He feeds it out to Newlove. Newlove turns it infield, and it's going to go dead. Well, that ball should have gone up in the air from Featherstone there. There was pouncing about on the sixth tackle. Groves onto Les Quirk. Well, just looking at it there, it must be really icy centre field. Quirk losing his footing. George Mann taking up the running. Feeds the ball on to Groves. Burton tags him, side head Chancery. That's right round the head, that was, wasn't it? Divine at dummy half. Saints move it to the left. John Harrison comes back in field. Flicks it back to Groves, who in turn turns it on to Stuart Evans. Evans driving forward, but it's been knocked down. Featherstone break away, but a knock-on be ruled, is it? Yes, the knock-on being ruled. And that's a correct decision this time from referee Whitfield. The ball being lost, I think it was big Stuart Evans that had it. But Featherstone come up with it, he knocked it forward. He did follow on and touch down in the top right-hand corner. But Saints there, come up with possession, and to Divine. Jeff Gratian offside there, just backpedaling. But loose play from Saints, he'll have to be crisper with the passes. But a good ball from Beavers onto Rapati. Hunts with him, but he gives it out to Kevy. He'll have to come in field. Kevy takes the tackle. Burton goes over the top. Newlover brought him down. Play allowed to go on there. Beavers, Cooper turns it inside. John Harrison moving onto it, onto George Mann, but it goes to the ground. Featherstone have possession, do they? No, Mann regain possession. But Saints injury problems are mounting up as Kevin took a knock again. He came on to replace Jonathan Griffith in the 24th minute. And he's been treated a couple of times. He looks certainly looks a bit concussed there, does Brimmer Kevy. He doesn't know where he is. Featherstone go up with the ball from the scrum, from the set scrum. Bring it over to the right wing, but solid tackling there from Devine and Hunt. Carrying back 10 yards and taking over the 25-yard line. Tutor again, but Hunt into him. Super tackle from Hunt again. Into Tutor, and that's a good tackle from Hunt. Not like Tutor, he can only take him round the head. But it's Featherstone in possession, moving it quickly to the right. On to Manning. Good tackle again, round the shoulders, that from George Mann. But it's gathered as a head tackle. But right round the shoulders, that, nothing in that tackle at all. Bangs him to the ground. Referee has awarded a penalty, but referee Whitfield certainly not in command of this game. He's bringing George Mann out, but nothing wrong in that tackle at all. But it's been penalised. Well, he's alleged the flat of the hand. That certainly would beg to differ, as usual. But Featherstone, fine touch just short of the halfway. Drive hard into the Saints defence. 5 minutes plus any added time remaining in this first half. And Featherstone still in the lead by 22 points to 12. Saints could do with a try and a goal before the half-time hooter. Featherstone in possession. On to Fox. Gratian. Well, Gratian there looking for runners and causing a bit of a botch up, but it's on to Chris Bibb. Still driving forward, Bibb, he turns it inside, and Featherstone spreading it, catching Saints, depleted ranks, but Beavers closes him up, gives Saints a chance to get back. Featherstone bringing it blindside, Gratian inside ball to Newlove. Newlove back to Tutor. It's now with the hooker, Trevor Clark. And Rose at dummy half. No, I beg your pardon. Rose just standing back as the second man, but it's on to Fox. Inside to Gratian. Saints will have to tackle in numbers. They've got to get in 2s and 3s and clamp these ball playing forwards. The sixth and final one now. They'll be up in the air this time. On to Smales. Lofted kick. Put pressure on, but Connolly takes it well. Under some tremendous pressure there from Featherstone following up. Smales and number 11 there, Chris Burton. But Les Quirk threading his way through. 20-yard burst from Quirk. Allowed to get up and play the ball for Beavers. Inside to Cooper. Lofty ball to Harrison. Well, the referee stopped play whether yes, caught an injury to John Harrison, but he got up and he was allowed to play the ball. But certainly this pitch taking its toll on the players this afternoon, especially the Saints. It's Bernard Dwyer straightening it up, powering his way up to the halfway line. Sixth and final tackle now. Groves at dummy half. On to Devine, on to Cooper. Chips it through, George Mann follows it, gathers it at straight from the kick, onto Quirk, sees the gap, running it crossfield, head tackle there from Rose, I think it is, and Quirk's down, flattened there. So a lot of head tackling from Featherstone this afternoon, especially Tutor, but Rose there, I think it was Rose going in. They brought Les Quirk down, it was on the sixth tackle, and Saints were moving it over to the right, certainly looking to extend, or I should say not extend, trailing by 22 points to 12, but certainly get more points on the board. So a penalty for the Saints. Going to be Devine to have a go for goal. Both teams now at the bottom end of the table, more or less, you can say. Featherstone in 8th position, now to 14, Saints in 9th position. both looking for league points, obviously. Featherstone having played one game more than the Saints, 14 games. Saints have played 13, winning 6, losing 7, 12 points in the league. Well, Featherstone have 15 points in the league with 7 wins and 1 draw. And Sean Devine looking for his third of the afternoon. A couple of minutes before the half-time hooter. So Devine there, kicks it well, pops it over. 22 points to 14. Les Quirk back up, fully fit now after being nearly decapitated there by Gary Rose. Devine's third goal of the afternoon, and that makes him 19 for the season. As Fox kicks off, low kick. Les Quirk stops it with his legs, gathers it safely now, takes it up to the oncoming Featherstone defence. Cooper on to Stuart Evans there, coming in, first receiver. John Harrison straightens up. Bernard Dwyer there backing him up. What a good tackle there, this time from Rose. Brings him to the ground. Beavers kicks it downfield, over to touch. Don't think it was fine, no. Smales, Chris Baber should say, gathers it. As Saints come up, got to contain Featherstone down there. Beavers kicked it down to save a lot of running for the forward, but Featherstone are in possession. And Saints have got to contain them for these 6 tackles. As Featherstone move it over to the left wing. Good break there. Inside from Smales, it's on to Butt. Inside to Fox. Well, Butt overrun him. And Tirapati, but Fox gets the ball away to Ikram Butt. Moving it on the far side. It's like Smales again. It's turned inside and Featherstone break well. Make 50 yards upfield. We're playing in time, added on for stoppages now. Played about 40 seconds already. It's Manning going in for a try. Is he? Yes! Terry Manning, a try out of nothing, right at the death. I think it was Terry Manning from the acting half-back. That's his second of the afternoon. But Featherstone there, who powered the way for another try. Saints defence falling foul of them this time. They burst upfield 50-odd yards, moved it over there to the right. There didn't look much problem, but Manning there scampering away through some feeble tackling from the acting half-back position. 26-14, and a Fox conversion to come. Derek Fox just outside the 25, only about 5 yards in. Lights it well, is it? Yes, a super kick there from Derek Fox. He kicks him better from the touchline than he does from nearer infield. But 28 points to 14 to score. All on the full-time hooter. Well, there's the, all on the half-time hooter, I should say. The timekeeper's just to the right of us. They sound the half-time hooter. And Featherstone just extending their lead at the death. 28 points to 14. Manning with 2 tries. The tries from Simpson, Smales and Clark. And Saints reply. Their 14 points coming from a Gary Conley try. Good try from Alan Hunt. Well, a good try from Conley as well. And 3 Sean Devine goals. So it's half-time here at Post Office Road, Featherstone. It's Featherstone 28, Saints 14. Referee Whitfield taking the pitch there. Featherstone already out on the ground, waiting for the Saints to come out. And there's been quite a lot of concern about the state of this pitch before the game started. It was only past fit. I use the term fit in inverted commas, at 10-3. And talks going on during the game about the condition of this pitch. The referee Whitfield is out the centre field, but no Saints player has emerged from the dressing rooms. We've certainly had the 10 minutes usual half-time interval. So I don't know actually what's going on. You know, a lot of concern from Saints coach Mike McClellan about the condition of the pitch, whether it should have been played past fit or whatever. Whoever actually made the decision is unclear, but surely it's in the referee's court. Peter Fox out there centre field, just chatting to referee Whitfield. He's doing quite a bit of pointing and what have you. So that's twice he's been on the pitch, and as far as I'm concerned, he shouldn't even be on the pitch at all. He shouldn't have any contact with the referee in that capacity whatsoever. Boos that's coming round the ground as Saints come and finally take the field. Obviously they're from the Featherstone supporters. But Saints coming on for the second half of this game. Playing up the hill in this second half. Quite a lot of disgruntled Featherstone fans. I suppose they've a bit of a right to be disgruntled. They're leading by 28 points to 14. They want to get on with it, and Saints have got to get back and hit them hard. And for referee Whitfield blows, gets us underway, and Derek Fox kicks off. Taken well there by Alan Hunt, playing in the right centre position since the injury to Jonathan Griffiths. Harrison driving upfield. Peter Fox will have Featherstone all fired up. Stuart Evans there on the receiving end of three Featherstone tacklers. Tutor in there, he's amongst them. It's Cooper down the man onto George Mann. Drill driving forward is George Mann. Referee right on the job, he shouts held. And Saints moving it over to Beavers, kicks it upfield. Bibb shouldn't have any problem. Bounces unkindly for him. He has to go into his own 25-yard area. But it's waved on as the Saints defence comes up. Bibbs dispatched to the ground by Bernard Dwyer and Shane Cooper. And Cooper in again at the tackle. Evans is as well. And Saints there going in. Rugby union style, like palming a ruck and driving the opposition further back. Rose. But Harrison and George Mann bring him down. Featherstone still in possession. Looking to spread it, but the tackling there finally tightened up. It's Trevor Clark. Got the ball back to Fox. Going to kick downfield. Kebby knocks it back. It's all on there because Kebby's touched it. And he's quickly dispatched right by his own line. Sorry about just the blockage of your screen there. It's just spectators just in front of us. They do have a gantry here at Featherstone, but unfortunately we've been dispatched from that as well due to coverage from Helen Hall, aerospace and what have you. But we're just at the back of the main stand here at Post Office Road. George Mann bringing them all over. Pushes one tackler off on the 25, sixth and final tackle, and it's Beavers. Crossfield onto the open side there. Chris Bibb, well positioned, takes it well over the 25, but the touch judge is on there as Beavers, it looks as though he's been felled. I actually followed the ball, but the touch judge on this side, Jeanette Smith, it's a physio there treating Phil Beavers. He must have been felled after the ball had gone. And Jeanette just been named as the Great Britain under 21 physio, but it's Clary Eaty that's being brought out. and another off-the-ball tackle. The referee Whitfield trying to explain to him what he expects. The judge has come in, he's intervened. And believe it or not, we have a penalty off Mr. Whitfield. So Rovers making a substitution. Ighty, the offender, just being substituted, replaced by Andy Fisher. Beaver's up and about now, but certainly got an arm injury. Stuart Evans brings it up over the halfway line. Groves at dummy half. Saints trailing by 28 points to 14. Nearly 4 minutes gone of this second half. No further score. And Harrison there. 15-yard burst there with 3 Featherstone Rovers players on his back. Cooper, George Mann, beats one. Good ball to Rapata. Inside to Connolly. On to Devine. Sees the gap. Drives for it. Just grabbed by the shirt collar. And Manning there going in looking for the ball. And all the Featherstone players there moving up in front of referee Whitfield as Beavers. One moving it over there, Saints moving it over to the far side. Just outside the Rovers 25, change of direction, it's on to George Mann again. Pushes one off. Alan Hunt at dummy half, Saints spread it along the line. Devine chips it through. Rapati, we just can't take it. Featherstone man has it. I thought it just going to sit up nice for Rapati. But Featherstone in their own 25, 10 yards from their own line in fact, and Saints will have to make sure they keep them there and force them to into an error, hopefully, or then take the 6 tackles and then they'll have to kick downfield. Andy Fisher being taken back there, fresh forward, just come on for Clary Eaty. One of the New Zealanders here at Post Office Road, Jeff Gratian, Harrison, and is it Stuart Evans that bring him down? So it's moving up quickly, it's on to Fox. He's forced to kick downfield after some pressure, but Connolly takes it well right above his head, moves it over to the left wing. Well, Ikram Butt there going in, it certainly looked as though he'd slung a butt in there as he was going after the ball. Slung the head in. It's on to Tirapati. Solid Featherstone tackling, holding firm, forcing the Saints back. Saints have got to score first, certainly to give them a chance. Good ball from Evans to Harrison. Well, Rose going in again there. It certainly looked a little enthusiastic. There's Rose and 2 to there. There's George Mann. Change of direction again, on to Cooper. Inside to Devine. Saints throwing it about, but not getting very far. Alan Hunt looking for the gap. Well, lots of oohs and ahs, and referee Whitfield looking right over to us and pointing to his chest. He wants Alan Hunt to get up. Well, judging by some of his decisions, he doesn't know his chest from his head. But it's Connolly. Well, there's another head tackle there. The veteran campaigner Burton this time. Beavers on the 6th tackle, lofts it high. Quirk's following it up. Can Quirk touch down? Well, the Featherstone man has had to force it dead. Certainly looks as though Quirk had got his fingers to it. He wasn't so very far out, was he? But sustained pressure there. Phil Beavers powering that kick high in the air. Les Quirk following it up. Featherstone forced to kick it over their own dead ball line, and now they've got to drop out from between the sticks. Fisher, I don't know that's dropped it out, but a good deep kick. Connolly takes it and drives it up. Fox brings him down. Fox, the first man there, and Rose quickly in. Beavers out to Stuart Evans, into the tackle, flicks it back to Sean Devine, sees the gap, drives for it. Devine did well up to the 25, inside to Harrison. Saints there putting a move together. Saints want to quick play the ball with Beavers. He flicks it to Cooper, moves it along the line. George Mann sees the gap and Mann will go for it. He flicks it out to Kevy. Yes, Kevy's into the corner. So Bremer Kevy going in there. His second try for the Saints. Good work there. John Harrison midfield, and then the ball over this side. Evans flipped it back to Devine. Devine saw the gap, he charged for it, he moved it over to the right. George Mann took up the run in, he powered his way over diagonally to that corner flag, and then the ball was released, and Brimmer Kebby latched on the end of it, and he touched down right in the corner. Put Saints back in the hunt at 28 points to 18, and a difficult conversion attempt from Sean Devine on the far side there, as you can see, just outside the 25, and only must be a yard or so infield. But it was imperative that Saints got on the scoreboard first, and let's hope that will give them a boost. They've got to contain this powerful Featherstone attack. The forwards, when they're driving, they play well. But it's Devine there, it looks good as it comes in. No, it's waved away, unfortunately. But 28 points to 18 the score after 8 minutes of this second half. A 10-point cushion for Featherstone, but certainly within Saints' grasp. They have the talent to get back in the lead. They've just got to make sure that they don't make mistakes, and when Featherstone do have possession, that they're quickly dispatched to the turf very pronto. Kebby there, the try scorer, stops it after Bernard Dwyer it had come off his neck, off his leg I should say, but Kebby's lost it. Featherstone in possession, and Saints defence will have to hold firm. It's Rose driving through, he's upended, bounce to the ground, Harrison and Beavers in, and it's second row forward, Burton driving up to the line, and Featherstone's Tutor. Well, a good tackle there from Shane Cooper, stopped Tutor in his boots, forced him back 5 yards, and the touch judge is on again. Well, notice how the Featherstone players point to the touch judge this time and make sure his presence is known. Referee right on the job on the field there. Nobody saw anything over here, but the touch judge, he managed to see something, and it's a penalty to Featherstone. Takes the pressure off Featherstone there, being awarded a penalty for whatever. It's a touch judge's intervention again. It's Mr. Evans that came in. He saw something in the tackle, but obviously it's a pity he mustn't have been paying attention for the full game so far. We've already had the first half, and he's not managed to pick out quite a considerable number of head tackles from the Featherstone outfit. But it's Fox. Hooks it there. Well, that's justice, isn't it? He hooks it across the face of the posts. It does go dead. The face Saints forced to drop out from the 25, but that's justice for you. The score still remains at 28 points to 18, and we've had 11 minutes of play in the second half. Smales gathers it, drives it up to the Saints defence. Evans stopped him, and Harrison completed the tackle. And Featherstone moving it cross field. Quick play, well, the ball going down. Well, Saints is being impeded there. The Saints player there was being obstructed. Referee Whitfield was looking at him and didn't do anything about it. Saints did come up with possession, but actually lost ground there, and were Saints should have had a penalty. Should have been allowed to kick upfield and gain further yardage towards the Featherstone try line. George Mann, block-busting Kiwi forward man, doubtful with an injury, but on the subs bench, and he had to come on as early as the 19th minute for Jonathan Neal. Rapati at dummy half, feeds it inside. Shane Cooper changes direction, looking for a runner. Quirk gathers it, came through on the burst there, but just couldn't break the tackle. Sixth and final tackle now, and it's now with Rapati. Deep kick over, well, I was going to say over Chris Bitt, but he did well. He adjusted well, he took it well, and Cooper and Bernard Dwyer come up with the tackle. Fox turns it onto Manning, he's running crossfield, scored a brace of tries as Manning, played well. Fox onto Gratian, Turns round onto Fisher, that is, looking to release it. Rapati closed him down. Cooper completed the tackle as Featherstone take it in field. Spreading it quickly over there. Manning again, I think, on the far side. But Rovers keep it moving. Tutor it is. 25-yard burst from this New Zealand loose forward. Fox, Gratian, along the line. Fisher, good, well, I say it was a good ball. It was a good ball, really, to Bibb, but he couldn't take it. Quirk has it. Referee shouts held. Saints allowed to play it. On to Stuart Evans, sets it up. Well, it's Burton going in there rather enthusiastically, but Saints still spreading it. Harrison up to, well, Harrison still going. Burton in again. Solid display from both sides. Saints still needing points on the board. Featherstone in the lead, 28 to 18. 14 minutes of the half gone. Beavers, good ball to Dwyer. Quickly, the Featherstone defence closes in. And Saints line out, and Featherstone there just moving a little offside on the referee's right. Along the line, Saints still in possession. Beavers inside to Dwyer, into space. Looking for, well, there's support from Devine. Connolly's with him. Can Connolly, can Connolly outpace the defence? But it was Butt, I think, that came in. But Saints on the charge. Cooper, Beavers, yes, up to George Mann, yes! George Mann's in. Power play from the Saints there as they bring it from in their own half up to the Featherstone try line and penetrate it with powerful forward. George Mann going over there for his 7th try of the season for the Saints. Good play. Devine saw a gap. He spread it left. Cooper got things underway, and then Saints with men. Cooper with men on his left, lining out a lovely ball to George Mann, and he powered his way over there. The Featherstone defence had hold of him, but they wasn't going to stop George Mann at that range, was they? And he goes over for his 7th try this season, brings Saints back into it at 28 points to 22. Good revival for the Saints, and last season Saints did the double over Featherstone, 50 points to 11. They won at Nosey Road and just scraped through with a late Gary Connolly try, I think, last season here at Post Office Road. They came through by 24 points to 23. And certainly 29-28 would do me today. Oh, Devine, yes, right between the sticks. Brings Saints back up within 4 points of Featherstone. 28 points to 24 the score. There's Quirk, stops it safely, drives up, but quickly picked up and dispatched to the ground. Rose there, just remonstrating with referee Whitfield. You don't usually talk to referee Whitfield, he'd penalise you, won't he? But he let that go as Evans drives up, and Saints certainly, well, it was knocked out. It must be another 6 tackles, yes, waved off there. As Bernard Dwyer is held in possession, but another 6 tackles, because it was Tutor that knocked the ball out of the Saints player's hands, out of Evans' hands. Saints on the far side, still in possession, just in their own 25. Featherstone moving up quickly, but it's with Cooper, inside to Stuart Evans, looking for support. Well, Harrison was there on his right, I thought he was going to release it. He took the tackle, and Groves onto Cooper, outside to Les Quirk. Pushes, well, gets out of Butt's tackle, releases it inside to Devine. He chips it through. Devine gets, oh yes, Devine, up to the line. Quirk was with him, he did well there, Devine. He took it, a little chip kick through, and Saints on the charge now. They're trying to goal and put them in the lead. It's George Mann again, out to Kevy, but a forward pass will be ruled. But a brilliant play from the Saints there, coming a full 60 yards upfield. Divine there, a little chip kick through there. Looks as though Chris Bibb had it, but he snatched it out of Bibb's hands, took it over to the right there. George Mann tried to pass it over the head to Kebby, but it was ruled forward. And I think this is the first scrum we've had of this second half. Featherstone come up with possession, but he's not happy with it. He's penalised the Saints. Offside is the indication.
That was nowhere near the offside.
The touch is found just on the half rail, 10 yards short of the half rail, I beg your pardon. So it's Featherstone to get things underway on the end of a bit of a hammering for the Saints in the second half only. They're still in the lead by 4 points, 28 points to 24. It's a try from Kevin and Mann. The man try goal by Divine. The only score of the second half. Burton in possession. On to Fox. Gratian. Good tackle there from Beavers on Tutor. Well, he doesn't like it. He's trying to break free, but he never played that ball, in my opinion. It's on to Manning. But Saints certainly looking tackling there with a purpose. It's Terry Manning, Tutor at dummy half. On to Fox. Changes direction. Cooper brings him down. Sixth and final tackle signified. And Fox is the... it's on to Tutor. Saints have just got to tackle him. And it's a changeover. And he releases it. But surely playing not allowed to go on there. Connolly comes up, takes it well. Featherstone very lucky there to get away with that movement. As Groves inside to Divine, he's having a good game today. Sean Divine is running rampant through these gaps, very few gaps that Featherstone defence has allowed him to go through. We're in the last 20 minutes. It's Beavers, gives the dummy on to Connolly. Rapati goes inside, but Connolly takes him on. Connolly puts it inside, Rapati comes up with it. Well, a knock-on being ruled. How can he rule a knock-on? Connolly went down, he released the ball, rolled over it, and Rapati comes up with it, but referee Whitfield ruled it was a knock-on and it's going to be a scrum down. But a possible chance there for Saints, we'll never know. Connolly took Bibb on, Rapati was on the inside, but Connolly took the tackle. Fox feeds, Featherstone come up with scrum possession. Derek Fox turns it inside. Saints will have to close Featherstone down. Peg them in their own 25. The Saints have looked jail. Fox there, and real mistake. Well, that must be a knock-on, surely. It's allowed to go on. It's Fisher. Evans is in there, and George Mann. Featherstone move it left. Fox lofted ball. Over to Simpson. Scored a try in the first half for Featherstone. Featherstone leading 28-14 at half time. It's now 28-24. It's with Fox. He kicks it downfield. Awkward ball. Gary Connolly has to turn round. Only less Quirk back with him. Connolly comes over to Quirk. Beats one. Well, just nearly a little bit of a mix-up there. Allowed to go on. Rapati now. Running crossfield. Into space, Rapati. Up to the halfway line. Looking for support. Round to Cooper. Touch the Featherstone man. It's offside. It's an offside decision, that. It touched the Featherstone man. And the Featherstone picks it up in an offside position. So a chance for 2 points. A goal from Shane Cooper. I think he'll elect to put the goal. No, Phil Beavers, he's going to go for touch. But the Featherstone man there, I suppose it's just an instinctive decision. But Saints putting the pressure on. Groves there. And Divine and Cooper. Groves coming across. Cooper with it onto Bernard Dwyer. He straightens up, he's driving up. Saints within 15 yards of the Featherstone line now. Trailing by 4 points. 28 points to 14 to score. George Mann running rampant, pushes one off, gives a good ball to Rapati. You're still going, Rapati! Yes, he did! Rapati's in! Rapati touches down just to the left of the sticks. But good play from the Saints, good backing up play, moving it out well. George Mann involved in that movement again, and it came to Rapati. It looked as though he was going to be tackled, but he went through too. His power took him through, and he touched down to the left of the sticks. A good try there. Put Saints back on level terms at 28 points apiece. 23 minutes of the half gone, and Saints back on level terms, and they're going to be in the lead with this Divine goal, surely. So 30 points to 28 to score when Divine pops this over, and what a tremendous comeback from the Saints. I was saying it shortly after the half-time interval that it was certainly within Saints' capabilities to come back and win this game, and they've done well. Divine pops it through, and Saints are in the lead now. In the lead, well, that's the first time they've been in the lead in this game. They level the scores in the 8th minute with Gary Connolly try goal by Divine at 6 points each, and then it's been all one way. Featherstone up to the halfway line, up to the half-time interval, I should say, and then in the second half, Saints sitting back in good style with tries from Kevin, Mann and Rapati. 2 goal by Divine, and Saints in the lead now at 30 points to 28. What a last quarter an hour we've got in prospect this afternoon. As I said, quite a lot of doubt as whether the game was to be played. Evans there bursting through. Quite a lot of doubt as whether the game was to be played. Saints having an extended relief at half-time. Eventually came out, and they've certainly powered into this Featherstone side. There's only been one side in it in the second half. Beavers on to George Mann there. Alan Hunt comes inside, feeds it back to Cooper. Saints spreading it, Beavers along the line again. Divine looking for the gap. Oh, Divine, brilliant again. He's had a superb game this afternoon, is Divine, but he's been given a bit of treatment there. Referee Whitby telling him to get up, but what can you do when you've just been assaulted by the opposition? Beavers inside ball to George Mann again, looking for support. Beavers is there, back to Cooper in the Featherstone 25, back to Groves. Not been in much of the action this afternoon as Paul Groves, not as he usually is. But it's Saints now with the tails up. Divine chips it through, the chase is on. It's been kicked dead by a Featherstone player as Alan Hunt followed the ball up. So a tremendous amount of pressure being put on Featherstone by the Saints. Featherstone forced to drop out from between their own sticks. Obviously we're counting the minutes now. Another try and a goal definitely wouldn't go amiss. Saints in the lead by 2 points, 30 points to 28, and hoping to extend it. And they certainly look like doing so. Shane Cooper certainly got them fired up this second half. Cooper brings the ball up to the 25, has to take the tackle. Groves at dummy half. Harrison, George Mann on his outside as Harrison drives up. Groves there looking for a return pass. But solid tackling, Rose and Gratian it is in at the tackle. Evans. Power his way up, Evans slips it out to Groves. Under one tackle. Groves looking for support. 8 yards from the line now. Featherstone there on to Paul Groves. It's Dwyer at dummy half. On to Cooper. Good ball to Beavers. Has to take the tackle. Quick hand was essential there, but yes, he was quickly up there. Foster at the Clark, I think it was. George Mann. Inside to Rapati. On to Divine. Well, it's surely it's a knock on. I was going to say we come back to Saints, it may have been 6 tackles again. It's going to be a scrum down with the Saints feed. Featherstone knock on, and Featherstone making a substitution. It's Chris Burton coming off, and number 14 Tim Sharp coming on. Saints up with scrum possession. It's Divine again. On to Evans, running hard, straight and true. Brought down 10 yards short of the line. Saints are putting the pressure on. Need another try and a goal. It's George Mann again. He turns back inside. The ball's released. On to Groves, but slow. A lot of head-high tackling there on Groves. Referee Whitby righty, well, he'll have to get a grip of this game. Grove's been dished out some. Well, George Mann is going to be in. Oh, it's up to Cooper. Held up right on the line there. Has he lost possession? I think he has. Well, certainly Paul Grove receiving a lot of treatment. And Saints take Featherstone back over their own line. Well, referee shouts a nasty injury there. It's a Featherstone player that's took an injury. He must have collided with the post, as the timekeeper on my right has just said. No, it's a Saints player, I think. No, it's Saints physio has. Well, no Saints physio though. Jeanette Smith's just been over treating this. Is it Jeff Gratian? It's gone up very slow there. Plenty of pressure on the Featherstone line there. Saints powering Featherstone in possession, and Saints powering into the Featherstone attack and forcing the man over the line. Yes, Jeff Gratian it is, veteran campaigner, about 43 years of age. But Featherstone forced to drop out from between their own sticks. Alan Hunt receives the ball off Shane Cooper. Hunt comes crossfield. Have to take the tackle of Derek Fox. Just over 11 minutes of time remaining. Still anybody's game. 30 points to 28. Harrison there. Up this near side touchline. George Mann attacked in half-back. Featherstone moving up very quickly. Stuart Evans now charges into the attack. Driving up there. Bernard Dwyer. Saints up to the 25. I think that's about 3 tackles that Saints have had. Beavers moves it left. Cooper. Featherstone moving up very quickly. It's George Mann. Knocked out of his hand in the tackle, and it's on to Fox. Mann comes in and dispatches him to earth. Of course, the partisan Featherstone fans now getting behind their side. The Saints move up quickly. Fisher it is, breaking through. Out there to Clark. He didn't want it, but he got it. Like hot potato there. He didn't know he got the ball. It's Fisher at dummy half. Moving it left. Manning scored 2. Saints will have to make sure he doesn't score anymore. Rose at dummy half for Featherstone. On to Fox. Quick hands. Good tackling from Saints there. Good running from Featherstone. They're running hard onto this ball. And Saints tackling, holding firm. Tutor. He's tackled 10 yards short of the halfway line, and Featherstone keep it moving. Fox. Got to get into this man. Make sure he doesn't release it. Beavers tackles him. He gained about 15-20 yards. It's the 6th and final one from Featherstone. Crossfield kick. Quirk tidies it up. Quirk just ducks under the first line of defence, brings the ball up to the 25-yard line. Gary Connolly goes from acting half-back. Manning quickly in as Rose completed the tackle. Cooper, Harrison. Saints getting possession just outside their own 25. Stuart Evans feeds a lovely ball to Beavers. Up to the halfway line, inside to Alan Hunt. Hunt brought down midway between the halfway and the Featherstone 25. Cooper. Devine sees the gap. Devine's there again. Threading his way through. Flicks it inside. He's tidied up by Dwyer. Dwyer still moving upfield. Keep hold of it, Bernard. 6th and final tackle. Groves chips it through. Groves follows it up. Oh, just kicked dead there as Groves chipped it through. Featherstone looking to make another substitution. The hooker there, Trevor Clark, being replaced by Chris Burton. But not allowed to take place yet. The referee's attention not being brought to it. As Featherstone drop out from between the sticks again. Beavers gathers it just inside his own half. Saints will have to get points on the board here, just leading by 2 points. 30 points to 28. Bernard Dwyer at acting half-back. John Harrison running on, beats two, drives upfield. Allison flexes inside to Bernard Dwyer. In the Featherstone 25 again. Another 4 tackles for the Saints to make it count. And another try and a goal and sink this Featherstone outfit this afternoon. Paul Groves at the acting half-back position. The ball will be moved infield. Cooper again, out to Beavers. Gives the dummy, takes it upfield, beats 2 tackles, still going, it's Phil Beavers. Looking for support, Groves can't take it. Unlucky there. But Featherstone has to touch down behind his own line. But no doubt he'll bring it back for the knock-on this time. Yes, he's brought it back for the knock-on, surprise, surprise. And a scrum down with a Featherstone feed, 10 yards from the Featherstone line. Substitution allowed to take place now with Chris Burton coming back on, replacing Trevor Clark, and just 6 minutes of normal time remaining, plus any added time. A Saints push hard. Referee Whitfield not happy with the scrum. Saints hitting back in good style. So the scrum is packed again. Fox to feed. Well, Fox is pointing at the scrum. Referee Whitfield's job to make sure the scrum's all right. Fox feeds it back. He turns it inside. Featherstone tried to break quickly. Saints will have to hold firm. They can't afford to let Featherstone get further points on the board. Good tackling there as Alan Hunt moved in quickly. Featherstone still in possession, just outside their own 25, moving upfield. Tutor at dummy half, onto Rose, along the line. Well, Fisher didn't know he had it, but a lovely ball there. It's out to Butt. Quirk has him. Connolly there. Had him tied up, and Connolly's got possession. He takes the ball off Vikram Butt, and Bernard Dwyer driving away. Brings it up the blind side. George Mann now moving into the acting half-back position. Pushes one up to George Mann. Tries to drive up the wing, but Gary Rose comes in. Bounces him down. Took a knock in the tackle there is George Mann. In a lot of pain is George Mann. But he's going to play the ball. Jeanette Smith they're going to treat him. But he's all right now. Got up very slowly there, did George Mann, but Saints still in possession just outside their own 25. Featherstone moving in very quickly, looking for a Saints mistake. It's a mistake that mustn't come as Stuart Evans brings it up, centre field, sixth and final tackle. Featherstone all offside there. It's the sixth and final one, and Beavers chips for touch. Yes, good kick from Beavers, it runs into touch. It's going to be a scrum down just on the Featherstone 25 with a Featherstone feed. Time running out now for Featherstone in the last 4 minutes of play, and Saints in the lead by 30 points to 28, and what a memorable win it'll be here at Post Office Road if that is the score at the full-time hooter. So Fox feeds it. Featherstone come up with possession. Saints defence will have to definitely hold firm. Fox attacked in half-back. Moves it left to Fisher. Along the line to Manning. Yes, good tackle there. Bernard Dwyer in at the tackle with Phil Beavers. Certainly feeling the strength of that tackle. Gary Rose on the far side. Just getting out of his own 25. Like the countdown to the new year, isn't it? In the last 3 minutes, as Fisher comes in for a good tackle there. Phil Beavers producing a superb tackle. Onto Fox, inside to Gratian, onto Tutor, Manning, along the line on the far side, and Featherstone moving upfield. Well, a penalty award there. Whatever that's for. I mean, I didn't see anything, and certainly no cries from in front of us here. But John Harrison needing treatment. The clock stopped. Jeanette Smith, Saints physio, they're just treating John Harrison, but the game stopped right from the halfway line. They're about 15 yards in. Featherstone have been awarded a penalty. trailing by 2 points, and whether it's worth Fox having a go for goal to be a short pitch, or whether Featherstone now probably didn't elect to run it. Well, John Harrison there just receiving treatment, must have had his head gashed. He's been treated by Saints physio Jeanette Smith, but in that tackle Saints were awarded a penalty against them. We're in the last 3 minutes, and Featherstone looking to snatch a late victory. Rose there, Harrison in at the tackle, Cooper and Bernard Dwyer, but it'll be all hands to the pumps for Featherstone. Creation turns it inside. This will be a tester for the Saints. They've come back in good style. Featherstone haven't scored in this second half so far. Fox trying to scamper through. Well, he's still going. Dispatched to the earth now, but Featherstone moving towards the posts. Breaking away on the far side, is it Tutor? Just brought down short, only inches short of the line, and it's Derek Fox. Looking for runners. Saints defence holding firm again, and they'll have to ensure they stop onside because referee Whitfield and Pettit. Well, interception by Cooper, snatched out to the earth. Brilliant display there from Shane Cooper. As Featherstone there, he was looking to spread it quickly, a lofted cut-out pass over to try and catch the Saints unawares, but Cooper intercepted it. Jumped up for that ball and took it very well. Just relieves a bit of the pressure for the Saints now. Actually playing in stoppage time for that John Harrison injury. George Mann pushes one off, drives upfield as Mann gets through a head tackle. Let's squirts with him, but Divine's inside, and Divine gives the side step, but he's brought down by Chris Bigg. But a chance now for the Saints to finish in style. Cooper, Beavers along the line now. Alan Hunt, what can he do? Alan Hunt, oh, superb, superb try from Hunt. Well, that's a superb try there from Alan Hunt. Out of nothing there in effect, as he was in the 25, Saints moved a full 60-odd yards upfield, and then he went out to Alan Hunt, this flamboyant wingman, and he finished off in good style. His second of the afternoon, and his 10th of the season for the Saints. He powers in at the corner, and that's it. Lickham and Stickham for Featherstone, pick the bones out of that. As Saints come up with the 2 league points here this afternoon at Featherstone, at Post Office Road. But what a tremendous second half display from the Saints. I know it's at the end, it's coming to the end of the match. There's only about a minute of normal time left. But all the Featherstone spectators, they're doing the Wigan walk. They've had enough, they know they can't win. And they're all trailing off, obviously they're disappointed. Their team in the lead at half time by 28 points to 14. But it's been all Saints this second half. And Hunt there finishing off in good style. A superb try there from Alan Hunt. Let's hope Divine can just put the icing on the cake here and get it between the sticks. Yes! Oh, superb kick from Divine! 36 points to 28 the score, and there's the final hooter. Got brilliant display from the Saints, coming back from a 28 points to 14 half-time deficit. Tries in the second half from Kevin, George Mann, Tirapati, and that's Alan Hunt there finishing it off there. I think the result wasn't in doubt anyway. But 3 Sean Divine goals. So the final score here at Post Office Road is Featherstone 28, Saints 36, on a pitch that was virtually considered to be unplayable before the kick-off. And certainly there must have been a lot of talk at half-time about the condition of the pitch. Saints coming out very late from the half-time interval, but they've had that pep talk, and those extra minutes certainly paid off for them. But a brilliant display there to cap the second round Regal Trophy tie, which Saints won here by 33 points to 16. So the final score here, Featherstone 28, Saints 36. Thanks once again for joining us, and we hope you join us at Nosey Road next week, where Saints take on Leeds in the next Stones Bitter League Championship clash. So now, Tutor at to dummy half, onto Fox. Well, crossfield kick, and Featherstone come up with a try. Whether the man was offside or not, we'll never know, but the try's awarded. I think it's Manning that's been awarded the try. Terry Manning it is, after just 5 minutes play. Enthusiastic tackler as Griffiths gets up eventually. Cooper on to Tirapati. Let's work on his outside, and he turns inside to Gary Connolly. Connolly streaking through. Yes, Connolly. Oh, a superb try from Connolly. Fox again. Out on this to Newlove. But Connolly there tackles in, out to Simpson. But Simpson goes in. Hunt loses his footing. And Featherstone there. But he's quickly dispatched to the turf by Jonathan Neal. Rose taking up the running. Brought down short. Saints will have to withstand the pressure. Burton. Well, he's short there. Well, the try's given. Is it Burton? No. I just can't pick out. It's whoever it is, he's taking an injury. Featherstone running it hard, driving it up in the Saints 25 now. 2 to there, burst through the first line defence, flicks it up on to Ighty, but it's a try over there. Featherstone got it out, and they go in for another try on the far side. Inside to Kebby. Kebby going down centre field, into space, Kebby! Just brought down to the far side there as Les Quirk came up with support. Divine, Saints moving it to the right. Cooper, lofted ball to George Mann. Good ball to Alan Hunt. Rapati's winning, but Hunt's going on his own. He's still going, Alan Hunt, he's going to score! Oh, a brilliant try! Brilliant individual try there from Alan Hunt. That played about 40 seconds already. It's Manning going in for a try, is he? Yes! Terry Manning, a try out of nothing, right at the death. Beavers out to Stuart Evans, and at the tackle, flicks it back to Sean Devine. Sees the gap, drives for it. Devine did well up to the 25, inside to Harrison. Saints there putting a move together. Saints wants to quick play the ball, but Beavers, he flicks it to Cooper, moves it along the line. George Mann sees the gap, and Mann will go for it. He flicks it out to Kebby. Yes, Kebby's in the corner. Out, and Featherstone there just moving a little offside on the referee's right. Along the line, Saints still in possession. Beavers inside to Dwyer, into space. Looking for there's support from Devine. Connolly's with him. Can Connolly? Oh, I was can Connolly outpace the defence? But it was Butt, I think, that came in. But Saints on the charge. Cooper, Beavers. Yes, up to George Mann. Yes, George Mann's in. Powerful Cooper. Groves coming across. Cooper with it onto Bernard Dwyer. He straightens up, he's driving up. Saints within 15 yards of the Featherstone line now. Trailing by 4 points. 28 points to 14 to score. George Mann running rampant, pushes one off. Gives a good ball to Rapati. He's still going, Rapati. Yes, he did. Rapati did. Actually playing in stoppage time for that John Harrison injury. George Mann pushes one off, drives upfield his man, gets through a head tackle. Les Quirk's with him, but Devine's inside, and Devine gives the side step, but he's brought down by Chris Bigg. For a chance now for the Saints to finish in style. Cooper, Beavers along the line now. Alan Hunt, what can he do? Alan Hunt, oh, superb, superb try from Hunt. Well, that's a superb try there from Alan Hunt. Out of nothing there in effect. as he was in the 25 Saints, moved a full of 60-odd yards upfield, and then it went out to Alan Hunt, this flamboyant wingman, and he finished off in good style. His second of the afternoon, and his 10th of the season for the Saints.